But here are some very, very simple strategies that you can use when you're eating. All right, this stuff is just a mindset. So we're talking about these tools inside of the beliefs and the strategy. You can imagine concentric circles. The outside is your belief about yourself. Dumping those negative beliefs, reinforcing the positive beliefs. And then inside of that, we have these strategies that we're going to use. And then when it comes down to the moment by moment, we've got the tools that we can apply. Because these strategies are just common sense. When you're eating, pay attention to your eating. Don't eat while you're watching TV. Don't eat while you're on your phone. Don't eat while you're reading the newspaper. Pay attention to what you're eating and notice, is this food, what do you feel about it? Is it good for you? Is it bad for you? Listen to that instinct. Eat slowly and chew. That will slow you down, but it will also aid your digestion, and it will make it easier for your body to turn the food into fuel rather than fat. Okay, so that's a two-pronged benefit from that one. Stop eating when your hunger is satisfied. Now that's one that you're going to have to practice because, like I said before, that feeling of hunger might be buried under a layers of conditioning and stuff, which if you continually use the tools, you'll break through that. But discover for you what it feels like to really be hungry. Learn that feeling. And when you start, for some people, what works is they feel when they're starting to get too full, and then they can notice the feeling that came just before that. So you can try that. But learn that feeling and learn to recognize it. Don't just be watching TV and blow through it so you're just feeling it anyway and not paying any attention to it. Learn the feeling and stop. And then you can use the tools while you're eating to slow things down. There's no law against taking 4 deep breaths while you're eating. Nobody has to know you're doing it. There's no law against doing this while you're eating. Nobody has to know you're doing it. You know, I can do this, I do it. I was doing it. You just do it like this. Nobody knows you're doing it, okay? And you can practice it at home until you have that self-image really, really getting stronger and stronger. And then you can just do this. If you're eating with somebody, you're out eating, breathing, doing this. When change, you see something, you can change the submodalities of it. Imagine that cookie turning into a piece of concrete or something. You play with it. But all those things can interrupt your unhealthy patterns. If you do the things that I've mentioned here, I guarantee you things will change. If you cut junk food out of your diet, if you increase your activity level, if you implement these tools, use those strategies, things will not be able to stay the same. And you're going to have another pattern. You're going to feel better. And it's going to make you curious about how much better you can feel, so you do more of it. And then you're going to feel better. And it's going to make you curious about how much more you can get. And you're going to do more of it. And it's going to go around and around and around. And it's going to make you feel great. And it's going to get stronger and stronger. You're going to build a new neural pathway. You're going to carve that groove in deeper and deeper and deeper. And that other thing, the other groove, the other routine, the other habit is going to just dissolve, dissipate, and fade away from misuse. That's just the way our brain works. That's the way it's going to happen. So I'm going to review here the key points that we went over. The beliefs and habits. Develop beliefs and habits that support you. I can't stress that enough. Willpower will only take you so far. It's just too hard to exert that constant control. But the beliefs and the habits, they take on a life of their own. They happen automatically. It's effortless. You know, it's just, they'll just carry you along. Use the tools, use the tools, use the tools. That will interrupt the pattern and also increase your level of awareness about things in your life you may actually need to deal with. that you're covering up with your eating. You may find that you need to fix something in your life, but you can't do anything about it unless you know about it, unless you're aware of it. Okay? Use the strategies, the eating strategies, and raise your activity level. One thing that people often ask me, and this is entirely an individual decision, but I often get this question is, can I do this by myself or do I need to work with somebody? It depends on you. There's advantages to each. If you do it yourself, that's great. If you really prefer to do things by yourself, and there are a lot of people that do, then you can take what I give you today, especially if you leave your email, you can run with it and you can make the changes yourself. It's also very convenient working by yourself. You don't have to go see somebody. You don't have to go anyplace else. And it's cheaper. It's cheaper. Okay, so I'm just being honest. Okay, we're just looking at this. People ask me about this. Work with a professional also has some advantages. When I talk about professional, I'm talking about a personal trainer, athletic coach, hypnotherapist, or a nutritionist. I'm really not trying to sell you on this, but people don't know, okay? So I just want you to know. So what's the advantage? You get professional techniques, a lot more than I've been able to share with you in this little 1 hour thing. You get another viewpoint. We all have blind spots. We all have blind spots. You get somebody that can call you on your blind spots. You usually get faster results because you're gone on a regular basis, and you get a higher degree of accountability. And that works both ways. Of course, the professional is accountable to you, but it's the other way too. If you have to show up every week or every so often, you're going to have to at least talk to this person. They're going to ask you what you've been doing. You're going to have to face the fact, have you been working with this? Have you been keeping your mind on doing this, or have you been blowing it off? Okay, so there's that. And, our minds, the way our minds work, once you're into a habitual cycle like this, your mind can come up with all kinds of rationalizations and reasons to not stick with it or whatever. Do remember, one slip is not the end of the road. Keep your mind on that target state. You're going there. Okay. So that brings us to the end of our presentation. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I've got the email sign-up list here. I will be around afterwards if you want to ask me any questions. I'm happy to answer any questions. Thank you so much for coming out here today on this rainy day. And thank you to the library for having me. And I hope you all have a wonderful rest of the day. And have a wonderful day and the rest of your life. Okay.